What is up, guys? Original Star Wars fan here, back at it again with another Star Wars related video. So today I figured we could go over who the Knights of Ren are. So we got a little bit of the Knights of Ren in the newer Star Wars movies, but they didn't really go too much into detail, so let's hop right into this and see if I can explain them a little bit better for you. The Knights of Ren were dark side warriors who during the New Republic era served under the command of Kylo Ren, aka the Supreme Leader. The Knights wore black robes and had armor. They purposely covered their faces with masks and battle helms to bring fear to all those who opposed them. The Knights revered the power of the dark side of the Force, or the Shadow as they called it. As acolytes of the so-called Shadow, they immersed themselves in its power, fought its battles, preserved its tools, and consumed everything it gave. Though the Knights were also Force sensitive, their connection to the Force was stunted and unrefined due to a lack of Force-based training. Some of the Knights used vibro weapons. A vibro weapon is any bladed weapon whose blade has been made more dangerous by the power of a vibro motor. With the vibro motor on it, it turns the wielder's slightest motion into a more powerful and deadly strike. Examples of vibro users were Ushar's club, Aplec's Mandalorian executioner axe, Vikral's scythe, and Trudgeon's vibro cleaver. Each one of these members, 6, Kylo being the 7th, had a specific reputation, so I'll give you a little brief overview of their reps. Vikral was a self-renowned harvester, reaper of the fallen, and targeter of souls, which sounds pretty savage. Cardo created wide paths of destruction rather than being just as precise as the other members were. He liked to kind of go all out and destroy everything in his way. Trudgeon was a collector of trophies from fallen victims. Ushar has a reputation for forcing his prisoners to beg for mercy. Kuruk was mostly a solitary person. He was a rifleman and a pilot. And Aplec was gifted in strategy and overall deception. So each kind of had their own strengths that they brought to the group. Even though each one of them had very good strengths and reputations, none of them could match that of Ben, or aka Kylo's power and strength overall. Anyways, so the Knights traveled aboard a ship known as the Night Buzzard, which was a modded out transportation rig. Of course, the first thing they changed was its appearance. They had to kind of kit it out with a more darker style to fit their look. And then they also added some engine modifications and such stuff like that, which kind of boosted the speed, but also caused more of like a smog, like a black smoky substance coming out of like their exhaust and whatnot, which I believe you can see in the new Rise of Skywalker movie, if I'm not incorrect. The Knights came from the unknown regions of the galaxy and have a history that goes beyond what we saw in the films. The modern Knights were Supreme Leader Snoke's gift to his apprentice Kylo at the time, as they were powerful and loyal followers. The Knights lived very flexible lives with a very flexible code. They lived mostly as they wanted, taking what the galaxy gave them and fully consuming all that the dark side provided. During the First Order's war against the Resistance, the Knights served as Kylo's personal bodyguard unit, and along with helping protect him, they were also tasked with hunting down Rey, which we were able to see a little bit of in the movie. I would have loved to see more of the Knights, maybe a little bit more backstory. The flashbacks and stuff were cool. I believe they showed Ren, who was the OG, with his saber, which also was known as Ren, in the flashbacks, if I'm not incorrect. I'm pretty sure we were able to see that, and I'm assuming, I haven't read the comic that came out about Kylo Ren, that I'm assuming he's the one who slayed Ren and destroyed Ren's lightsaber, or maybe he added some of the parts to his new one, but I don't know. I don't think he did. I'm assuming he just destroyed the lightsaber. But anyways, I'm hoping maybe we get a little bit more of them in some more comics, maybe a TV show, or in some movies. You know, I would love to see more about the Knights of Ren. And it's just another missed opportunity for the Rise of Skywalker, because we could have gotten a lot more combat with him. I did like the fight they had with Ben Solo, but I feel like they didn't have much of a connection, so maybe it wasn't as, like, I don't know, the fight didn't seem as serious as it should have been. He kind of just destroyed them like they were nothing, which would make sense because he's way more powerful, but he didn't really have any feel to it. He just kind of used them as like, oh, okay, let me walk right through all of you to get to Rey. So anyways, that's just my personal opinion. Sorry, I kind of go off on one of those tangents sometimes, but this is a little bit of information that I hope you guys enjoyed about the Knights of Ren. So as always, like, comment, subscribe, and may the Force be with you.